good traveler is one who does not know where he's going. A perfect traveler does not know where he came from, said Lin Yutang. That was all I could come out with from a book of quotations to best describe the idea of Druk Express. But then, what am I, or rather, what are we doing for the next half an hour then? Nothing. I much rather liked what Sri Radhakrishnan had to say about traveling. To travel is a better thing than to arrive. I liked S. Radhakrishnan's emphasis in the act of traveling because in Druk Express it is all about the traveling and the travelers in Bhutan. Separate lives but put into one bus, simply as Buddhism would explain it, because of our collective karma. So in a way, a bus is like a karmic junction. Public transport. Traveling in buses used to always scare me. I felt it to be accident prone, and forgive me if I value my life. But over the years, karmically, I found myself in a bus, time and time again. At first, I was scared. That fear gave way to a sense of sulkish deprivation. But then, I started to listen. Okay, eavesdrop. Around me, and I heard the conversations. I looked around me, and I saw the faces. And they were faces of fellow Bhutanese or someone who was in love or in the process of falling in love with Bhutan. Now, I am one of those voices and one of the faces in these buses. Today morning, we travel from the capital Thimphu, which is located at an altitude of 2,320 meters above sea level, to Punakha, the old and once winter capital of Bhutan. Punakha still is the winter residence of the central monk body. It is situated at 1,350 meters above sea level. En route, we will be passing through the majestic Dochula mountain pass, which stands at a towering 3,150 meters, and other villages and settlements like Tilega, Lampelri, Yosepa, with stopovers at Hongtsho and Totocha. Our journey today is going to be a fairly short one, approximately 3 hours and a half. Beginning from the Bridge of Prophecy, Lungten Zampa, avoiding the expressway, we make our way to Simtocha. We take the old highway that passes through Lungtenpu, where the Royal Bhutan Army has its capital headquarters. Let's see who all are traveling with us today. There is the driver, the holder of all our lives, Harka Bahadur from Tirang, 32 years old and has been driving for almost a decade now. Then, amongst the travelers, we have Amsange Zam, the oldest in the bus today. She is originally from Paro, but after marriage, she shifted to her husband's village in Lungtekha in Punakha. We have Amnamge Pida, 40 years old and from Jibjokha. Both the ladies are farmers. Amzangmo, who is 34 years old and originally from Chendipji in Trongsa. And he is Kilephuba, once a monk, now a farmer, 21 years old from Dochukha in Punakha. Uge from Tsachupu is traveling with her grandson Tsiring Doji, who studies in class 5 in Walathang Community School. We have a young, newly married bride, Namge Choden, 20 years of age, who is from Tsekha, also a farmer, because she prefers farm work to studying in school. She is returning to her village after having come to Thimphu to visit her husband in Lungtepu. Her husband is enlisted in the Royal Bhutan Army. Kunga Thinle is 25 years old and is from Zomletha in Punakha. Zomletha is famous for being the place where Champum Galem met Gasalami Singhe, Bhutan's Romeo and Juliet. Kunga, like the rest of the passengers, is again a farmer. So much for the passengers. The bus or the transport service we are using today is called Pelyup Travels. Formerly, it was known as Sharap Travels and SD Travels. Only a year and a half has passed since they changed their name to Pelyab Travels. It is a Japan-made coaster bus with the full capacity of 19 passengers. Today, with the exclusion of the driver and us, there are only 9 passengers.
Tem gone peshata tera sigi tem gi kocha kocha thiti tungu hap thiti jali hap manzo be tem be ajwala
초고 촬영 캠프.
chokku chalen hamni
나 저기 싫어.
tanga tiri namsame hai ma ha tiri namse shijo exchange
그 스쿨다 뒤에 결혼을 줄이기 넣어서 가려 타도 뭐 범위 투주기나
nila
범위야. 로가 되지 못이죠.
lo chenga lamda iskuna thin be gelozila
그 스쿨에 결혼에 가야서
ola
스쿨도 갔다 또
school ji punaga loga damataila loga damala
로가 담아.
ola
스쿨 가려 먹으면 그 결혼수에 피지 결혼수 캠프는 스쿨 가가라 돼서 그
ati kebar pana kebar ati sidula school lam bewakin te hamgi ati sire mamani jo anzo be geloji tama sire mi je nivalo ralo yente namse halam lesho thabe bala ani min ati gelo thabe no bala ngi
그 차로기 아니 결혼 거기 빼서 이거를 거기가
ati
맞지
먹어라.
결혼 거기 빼서 좀 걸어 먹고
mokola
나 해마 스쿨라 스쿨
Matala.
데 시디슈 이거 나이다
Ikalila.
이야
Ikamila.
나이 집에가 시디슈 미보다
Kuma ila ta mila.
다 미보 아니 유비기 그냥 깜나면 나 주인 같아
Matala.
맞다
China nime ba kani matala.
나 괜히 결혼 거기 빼서 좀 세미 꼴에 년생가
Sila.
뭐라 먹고
Akol.
It's 9 o'clock and it's been half an hour since we've left Thimphu and we're passing Yosepa. Pretty soon in say about 10 to 15 minutes we'll be coming to Hongtsho where we have a Tibetan settlement. In fact, I think I'm very sorry to tell you we've crossed Yosepa and we are now going by Hongtsho. We've already spoken to Kile and we've spoken to Namge about whether they've ever heard about gross national happiness. And although that is our nation's aim, they are still oblivious of what gross national happiness is.
Here in Hongtsho, the bus stops for a toilet break and for the passengers who want to treat themselves to fruits and other edible goods. Apple is the main fruit on sale, which in Hongtsho, magically you find all throughout the year. The majority of the population in Hongtsho are Tibetan refugees. We speak to the Hongtsho Mangi-up.
거리람 수간에 배가래 중기 카툴레 접촉 간에 미브래라 이제 총가로 안에 사고 지조베
에 아니 요라 다또 나치나 교야르게 촉소나야 되베 주의 될래 아니 배 공기 되베 남노지랑 같이 하는 말람으로 김 충거리 잡배 아니 된 같이나 마플라라 제철레 som지 민두스베 같이 야르게 촉소나주 데코터라 제 충고배 주베 자나 종준이 비나
가스팅 하지나로 벽이 시차도 와물라 밀롭 가르치 되지 옹알라고
이게 자기 나디 뭐보 공배진 하람 체칭아 아니 지나 이라
개칭가 되지
공기다 베비 자니 베비게 한번 이디스 벌 바스캅치자 가스 햄치라
나겐 개용 거기 빼서 꼴에 년생이가
아니디 남숨 좀 하고 해라
남선 좀 하고 고라 먹을라
먹을라
고고 좀 재미다며
뭐봐 알람지 거기 가기 뺀섬지
여기 빼서
텔레 뭐보 쿵다 개바디 남숨이 같이 쿵 게메술 아니
그때도 미 배가래 몰라 고이가래 시루라 마시루 삼차 지 온바 몰라 나기 때 가데 처음부터 거기 빼서 좀디
뭐보
같이 좀 집에 차 몰라 나
가기 뺀섬 배워진으로 공기 배워진 뭐봐 밀디로 두지 시바기 밀디 두미기 아니고 이스베
Originally from Mongar, he has been in Hongtsho for the past 6 years and was recently democratically elected as the Mangi-up.
As much as we would like to give you good sound, as much as we would like to give you good shots, the road, although it's tarred, it's still jumpy, and you watching can see that it's shaking. And at the same time, Very soon after we cross Dochula, where there are 108 chordens built by Ajit Dojong Mohanchu, we will be in conversation with Amnam Sangizam. Until then, I hope you're enjoying this bumpy ride and the amazing modern Bhutanese music that we have playing in a Japanese-made Toyota Coaster bus. We stopped in Hongtsho and we spoke with the community head elected democratically through vote. And he tells us, a man from Mongar, you heard him, even though he is an elected member, a representative of the people, even he shockingly does not know what gross national happiness is. So are we losing out somewhere? Are we just going to say that our Bhutan's goal is gross national happiness without ensuring that the citizen and the representatives know what it is?
We now ascend towards Dochula, standing at an awesome height of 3,150 meters, adorned with 108 stupas. Dochula stands as a reminder of the threat the nation faced a few years back, and also at the same time as a symbol of the most recent victory of the Drukpas in overcoming threats to its peace and sovereignty.
Bhutan, with its Hindu population in the south and with Christianity making its way into Bhutan, into the country, we still find our good driver there, Mr. Harka, going around doing a kora, because we don't care if the fuel is finishing or if anything is happening. We are a devout nation.
It's all downhill from here. From amongst the list of wondrous things about this kingdom in the clouds is that with an area of roughly 47,000 square kilometers only, one finds a myriad of languages, cultures, and for us travelers today, driving through Bhutan's rich forests, vegetation. Starting from Thimphu, where one is in the midst of pine trees, to Dochula, where one finds oneself in woods of oak and spruce, to Punakha, where we have a mix of blue pine and subtropical vegetation, all within a span of 71 kilometers. Descending down from Dochula, we pass by Lamperi, where once there was only a national workforce camp. Now you can visit the Royal Botanical Park. Still lower, we find Lumitsawa, where some buses stop for snacks or meal, but Harka Bahadur, our driver, has another place he stops, which I'm sure we will find out soon.
It's almost 1 hour since we've left Thimphu and we've crossed Dochula and we find ourselves, we don't know what's happened, but there's been an accident somewhere down there. Given the roads we have in Bhutan and the conditions that we drive in, maybe somebody was intoxicated, maybe it was just carelessness, but we have been waiting here. We can see around us there are a lot of people, a lot of time has been wasted. Let's just go there and see.
Totokha. This is where we stop for brunch, but because of the accident on the way, it's around lunchtime now.
Almost 3 hours, and in actuality I believe it takes only 2 hours from here to Thimphu. But there was an accident on the way, we got caught up for quite some time. There was people there who waited for almost 2 hours on the roadside, waiting for the authorities to come. More importantly, I am here, we are already going lower into the valley of Punakha. And if the weather wasn't hot and bad enough, I am eating a dish which is chili with shakam, and to add to that on my plate I have ize, which is like a chili paste, Bhutanese meal, and suja. We are in Totokha, and the name of this restaurant is Tibling Pinsum. Very shortly after I am done with this very hot meal, I'll be talking to the owner of the place, asking about the menu and the price. Now bus this one
bus Punakha on the Tashiga 다가나 가라면라 그 딩게치 가라 차로 빈디기 그 가라 차로 힘을 가서 차로 베베 나레데 베베 아디기
니 बस दिले चाहिँ आमची म कस्टमर जन यो
टैक्सी ते प्राइवेट गाड़ी अनि सोइला
मग गरी लंगी पैसेंजर सा आसे हम
इन
ना कच्ची कच्ची थोड़ी ना लसे
नो शाकमी मातासी थो शाकम पाथो सिकम पाथोला ते मोमो पुरी भाथो छान्यम थोपला
आलु मेन्यू पे यो
मेनु
मेन्यू पे गों गोचे करे बेना ना
गोसेरी शाकमगी इटी ते सिकमदी 90 पे सोंदला सोचे शागों जिंदगी हेमांगाचे शाकमदी 60 सिकमदी 80 पे सोंदला ते तरना शागों जी सोंदिगाचे तुचुम चुदाम यासिंबे अनि सोंइला
now on the look customer this week complaints do mindu ga jigo chab mitu lo ya chinan du lam mitheme ga
तो दिसा बिनी कारगी शिमेसे लमेना
after a very hot meal a Bhutanese meal with suja and shakam dasi and chili paste I now sit outside and in my opinion Tibbling Pinsum here in Totoka is a very nice place to stop by and eat. It has a nice place to sit outside, which I did not know. I should have sat out. But more importantly, we have not yet entered the hot valley of Punakha, and we have left Dochula and its coldness. We find ourselves back in the bus again, and our stomachs full, a little upset with all the chili that we took. Let's talk to our fellow passenger here. 910 la.
Kadola.
Kado. Na tree.
Punakha lela, Punakha tanalela.
Te na chala gachi.
Hemari mami na ta twin lo chias.
Ya sanam ge labe de.
Sanam ge labe.
Na ni kusam ge labe oda da ma na lu da ga jamela.
Matsmana jamela jamni di.
Kade la la.
Jam katmo sa ma ben la tem chile de chibe mo ve. Chuti sanere Saturday se dindu la chuti se de na ma ikha jong ale chuti se dini mi continuous la do la no ni yes.
Te na tree.
나라가 나포로리
Poro le. Poro katule.
포로 케키
Gekile. Te na Punakha di.
나쁘나가 남도
Kare che asita la.
나나로 너 십제 하스라 나로 케치 찔레 나
Loke chile. Te na Punakha pe da kati ko ju.
야이라 갑지 롱테카
Na ju lu te kha. Kati ka to bo na la zona de.
내가 소단에 시르강이 안나라 스티야 거거든
Na ge ni geyung ga kipel dum se me kole yen sein gala. Maju du ga ta ge ma ko. Bora ma ko ma ba.
아체 디시고 가면 뭐지 알바지가 되었다 내가 바다 소에니 알바지가 저거 가가 팔려서 오면 지레라 그래 알바 밖에 어디 줘라 그때 팔려서 알루를 주오면
Kata me muna.
장아 잡아 저거
On the road again, and we are passing by Tilega now. I apologize on the behalf of the production team as we could not let Amsange stop mid-sentence, so we could not take any shots of Tilega. But I have like a little information on Tilega. It has a middle secondary school and a primary school, a health center, and on the historical front there is a Hagang in Tilega below the road where the central monastic body in its shift of residence in summer and winter from Thimphu to Punakha or vice versa used to halt for the night.
Class kam sinche de.
Class G chaka cham stela.
Ya sinche. Kati lu de.
Class 2 se logo da motelita. Class din da ge de jijo.
School kachi be.
School devara ngara ta ko monar jela.
Ya de loga de che asita.
Lo sum da chile ge majela.
Tani ki dewa me ga to.
Ta de omela.
Tani dewa me.
Ola.
Fi school le de no mo.
Oji.
School le de ga GNS gross national happiness ro de geyong ga ki pel zone se koi ga.
Ya konja se ko le dam sa ni kuli di mishila de.
De chupan chi sam kholo kare shang mo.
Misi kuli de mishila ga de.
We make our way to Messina Junction, where, if we go straight, we can head to its most immediate by distance, Wangdipodra, another Dzongkhag or state in Bhutan, to any state east or south of Bhutan. But today we are going to Punakha. Misina or Lebisa is a beautiful village spread out with fertile soil that keeps it ever lush throughout the year. It also houses Chimilhagang, famous for its patron saint Lama Drukpa Kinle, an enlightened, seemingly madman from the Drukpa school of Bralung in Tibet. We have arrived to the relocated Punakha town of Khuruthang. One can find food and lodge very easily here with the basic of essentials. It is so warm here, especially coming from Thimphu, and that too through the Dochula pass, that a swim in the Punathanchu, even if the river is muddy thanks to the recent heavy showers, seems tempting. To re-quote Sri Radhakrishnan, to travel is a better thing than to arrive. Over the trip to Punakha, I kept getting back at this quote, and I have a thought for you. Does one not have to arrive someplace first to travel?
We now find ourselves in Punakha, hot, with friendly people like any place in Bhutan. A journey that normally takes 3 hours took us 4 hours because of the accident and waiting for the authorities to come by. What stands behind me is the Punakha Dzong, where our first hereditary king, Khonsau Gyalpo, was coronated. It was washed away in 94 by the flash flood. It has been renovated by the fourth Druk Gyalpo, Jigmising Gyalpo, and it is considered by most people one of the most beautiful Dzongs in Bhutan. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for spending time and watching, and I hope you enjoyed watching the program as much as we enjoyed shooting it. Thank you.